Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Music check. That's the ideal amount of music. Hey Rev, how you doing? Welcome back. Mondu, I'm glad to see you, my friend. You've been in my thoughts. Hey, Atlan, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking, Rev. By the way, welcome back everyone to Mapmaker Monday. John Doom signing in to drop a hello and disappear. Just kidding. Hope you're well, my friend. What's new with you? You know, my day's just getting started. And then after this, I'm pretty much going into vacation mode. I got a video I'm going to be posting today and one tomorrow. And once those are done, I'm off the clock. No, my vacation starts July 1st. Sorry for the confusion there. Well, Mondu, I'm glad you can hang out with us today and get a little bit of a distraction. It's always good to keep yourself busy, you know? Anyway. Oh, nice. Is that map up on the workshop? I'd love to take a look at it. You know, I have the Strahd book, but I've never played it. Oh, wait, do I have the Strahd book? I'm pretty sure I do. Hey, Eric. Dude, I hope you can handle as much mongooses as there's going to be next month. I am very ready for some vacation. Honestly, I just need to like unplug for a bit. Had a lot of stuff stressing me out on the personal front, and I know you will be, bro. I'm just joking. You play way more and run way more games than I could handle. I'm just like excited that we get to play twice in a month. That basically only ever happened if we lined it up at like the end of one month and the beginning of the next. So, but yeah, welcome everyone to Mapmaker Monday. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Excuse me. What was that? It's got a frog in my throat. I think I'll be okay. Anyway, today's stream, we're going to be working on this Ice Palace build that we started a couple weeks ago and have been kind of forming piece by piece. It's actually really coming together. As you can see from a top down, it looks like a snowflake, which is kind of the vibe I was going for. So, you know, winning. But yes, Asmodeus, I'm ready for some vacation, man. I don't take it often because I am just like really dialed in with work. Um, Mrs. Mac often tells me I should relax and not focus so much on work, but I'm like always like locked in and like connected and reading stuff and dealing with stuff. And I guess it's hard to unplug from social media when your job is to run all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, hey, Stan, welcome back. Yeah, I haven't used winning in so long. It's an old meme for sure. It's one of the elder memes. If I was one of the Sheens, I'd probably be Emilio. Maybe Martin. Nice, Eric. No worries. You enjoy your day. Dude, I was there when they were albino black sheep. Like, I was there pre-YouTube. I was there in the FARC days. I'm good, Pokey Tavern. Thank you for asking. And yes, I am looking forward to my vacation. Very, very excited. I like how you have the beholder ghosting. It'd be funny, Eric, if you had the beholder put up the peace sign and then just bounce. Like the only time he ever has a hand. Yep, back at the Ice Castle. And how are you doing today? Welcome back. I mean, honestly, the internet was definitely the Wild West back in the day. I do miss when it was more like a lot of different websites that everyone could find, and instead of like 5 different websites. Like, it seems like it's a smaller internet than it used to be. So, for those just tuning in, my name is Mac. I'm the community manager of Dungeon Alchemist. We're live streaming on 6 different platforms. We've got Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Steam. Actually, 5. I'm a liar. I'm sorry. So, we're live on multiple platforms. And so if I'm talking to someone you don't see in your chat, that's why. But this map here is an ice palace that we've been working on the last few weeks. Well, last couple weeks. I think we've made a lot of progress so far. It's looking pretty epic. We've got a kind of wall system, a little entryway, which I decided I wanted to expand. I added a section to the map just before the stream started, just so I had a mental note to add like a walkway there. Yeah, so if you look at it from a top down, Mondu, what does it look like to you? Honestly, I was really excited for GTA, and then they announced the pricing and their weird like new business model for the release of it, and I'm not excited anymore. And then I looked back and I was like, wait, they've only released like 2 or 3 videos about this game. No streams, no like really no content about the game itself. And I got a little nervous. I was like, man, this game's been being made since pretty much the 360. It's been GTA 5 spanned like multiple consoles. That's how old of a game it is. So I'm gonna wait. I know there will be like a kind of an interesting, unique, interesting phase when it's new. I remember when GTA 5 was new. I got it when it first came out. And then I remember when the online launched and all my friends at work jumped on together that day and we played, and it was an interesting experience, but man, I'm curious to see how this launch goes. Clearly a shuriken, an ice shuriken. Dang, Ring of Destiny, that's crazy. So it was probably like like maybe a couple of floppy disks for the first game, or maybe a CD, possibly. So I got to extend this walkway. Wikipedia. Yeah, Wikipedia definitely helps a lot. Thank you, Artful Darkness. How are you doing today? How are my TikTok viewers doing today? How's the view? Remember, watching in landscape is a better view right now for how the stream's set up. So if you flip your phone sideways, you'll probably enjoy the stream a lot more. Oh my gosh, I was playing with the line tool in the new update yesterday. I know, I'm just dropping teasers like this, but I'm not gonna lie, it is gonna change your guys' and gals' lives. It is an insanely useful tool that will speed up when you place things like this. Like you can just drag and it's done. You know, I do want to add lighting like abstract and more blue, but I think I'm going to add it last. Lighting and abstracts are usually, and effects are usually some of the last things I do on any map, Asmodeus. You know this. You know this. The reason I do that last is because then everything's decorated, set up, and then it's easier to figure out where all the lighting will go. My day is wonderful. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Artful Darkness. What are you up to today? Hey, Chim, welcome back. You made it. Beginning to think you weren't going to be here for the final stream before my vacation. I'm just kidding you. How's your day going, Chim? You're having coffee? Jeez, I'm jealous. Probably should have had some coffee, but I've been cutting back on the coffee. Had a bit of juice this morning. Last chance? Why is that? Oh, our birthdays are after the vacay, so no worries. The music's gone? Weird. It would have been a smart idea for me to take time off during my birthday, huh? That would have been ideal. No, I honestly just... I don't like to idolize my birthday or put it up on a pedestal. I think Mrs. Mac makes a bigger deal out of my birthday than I do. I just like to hang out with the family and relax, you know, maybe play a video game or two, eat a yummy dinner and breakfast, and maybe watch a movie or something. Like I'm low key. Very low key. i.e., I don't like surprise parties. I don't. I, I don't like a lot of people fawning over me on my birthday. I'm like a Ron Swanson on my birthday. I mean, this birthday in particular it's gonna sting. So I let's just, I'm hitting 40 this year, so yeah. It's gonna be I definitely am no longer a child. Honestly, it's funny when I'm talking to my grandpa, he always like thinks I'm a young kid still. And I get it, because when, like when he was around often, I was a little kid. But now I'm like, I have my own son that's that old, way older, and it's just funny. But yeah, I'm the big 40 is I guess I think it's where a lot of people start just buckling up for the rest of adulthood. Your oldest kid is 34. That's awesome. Honestly, like, I love how diverse our community is with like all different ages. We have people that are like, that have been playing tabletop games since like the 70s. And we have, kids in our community as well. I love that about the Dungeon Alchemist community. It's really wholesome. Did you, Rev? Awesome. Lately, I've been feeling like like I got hit by a truck. Every morning I feel super tired and worn out. I think I'm gonna get rid of these now. Originally those were gonna be like the banisters, but there are banisters, so it really is like kind of menacing for no reason. Yeah, I know. I'm sure there's some dinosaurs in here, but I still get to feel old in my own way now. I feel like I'm hitting a big milestone towards my age. Man, I wish Dag was here. I could drop a big dinosaur joke. When he started playing D&D, they would scratch it in the dirt. So, what's everyone's plans for the next couple weeks? I always just joke about Dag because he's one of our mods, and me and him always mess around with each other. But often I'll joke about how they used to use like the Flintstone cars and stuff, like when he was around, when things were his old days. for the 4th, out on a boat with friends. Nice. Be safe, my friend. Man, there's so many people on boats during those holidays, and it can get crazy and scary really, really fast. Not to like detract from your, you know, your fun or anything like that. Just be aware, be safe, be smart. Also, watch the horizon and watch the news for weather reports and stuff. Man, oh, that takes me back. So I used to have a boat, which I sold. That's a different story. But when we first got the boat, we used to go out to a reservoir near our home all the time. And it was a really old boat. It wasn't new or anything. It was like a 1990 boat that I got. Secondhand. Like I was like the 3rd or 4th owner. And myself and my friends would go out to the lake like every couple of weekends. Like every few weekends to hang out, right? And, you know, everybody would bring like a bunch of food, and we'd go to like a Walmart, fill up some coolers, and go to the gas station, get a bunch of gas, and then go to the lake all day. And we went out one time. It was for my birthday, actually. And coincidentally, my sister and her friends were also out at the lake, and they were hanging out. So we went and hung out with them a little bit. And we were just going out doing tubing and wakeboarding and hanging out on the beach. And it was a lot of fun. But about 2 p.m. off in the distance, we see some storm clouds rolling in. And I kid you not, like I saw those storm clouds and I was like, we should pack up and get out of here. It was a bummer because it was my birthday and I wanted to stay there for a few more hours. We rushed, packed everything up, threw everything in the boat, got everyone on, and drove back. I'm not even joking you. It was like 1 minute it was normal, and the next minute it was scary as all because the weather picked up, got super windy, super stormy, rain, thunder, lightning, while we're crossing the lake trying to get to the dock. And then all these other boats noticed it kind of late. I was like the first one to notice. And we were jetting across the lake, but then it started getting like really, really, let's just say lots of rapids, I guess. And I slowed down. We were trying to just chug along the lake, and all these boats started rushing towards the dock. We got there first, right? And the waves are like this. And my wife like jumped off our boat and landed on the dock so she could tie us off because I was trying to control the throttle. And my mother-in-law was holding my son, who was like a toddler at the time. And my friends had come up to the beach from the opposite side in their cars. So they're like, we're going to just take off in our cars. So we were on the boat by ourselves at this point, which was probably for the best because there was like super dangerous. We're at the docks, waves are sloshing, boats going crazy. About 50 boats pull up to the docks all at once, all trying to pull up, trying to like dock, get their trucks and, you know, pull up and with their trailers and load up their boats. It got crazy and super dangerous, super fast. Another guy's boat hit my boat, and like it was this whole thing. Anyway, yeah, it was scary. And honestly, I was just so glad we got to the docks before the weather got even worse, because it would have been very dangerous, like the kind of weather that would capsize a boat really quickly. So, you know, not to scare you or be a downer, I just am terrified of going out on the lake now because of what happened that day. I feel like I'm not even explaining it that great, but because it's like secondhand trauma. Dang, Moose, that's cool. You were there when the tomes were written. How you doing, Shy Flames? Welcome back. What's new? Okay, so I'm looking at this map. I'm thinking of what I want to do with it. I've been kind of eyeing it, circling it, considering what I want to work on next. Extended this path out. It looks great. kind of want to add some more of these like icicle things to the moat. Kind of anywhere there's ice, it should kind of be like that. But I do want to start getting inside of these structures and decorating them. Rev, one time I was riding on, so I like, when I was 18, my vehicle at the time was a scooter. I was like a hipster kind of emo kid, and instead of having a car, I had a scooter, which honestly, it saved me a lot of money. Looking back, it was a little dangerous, but like I saved so much money on gas, insurance, and because it was paid off like out the door. Anyway, I would ride in this scooter to and from work, which was like a 20-30 mile round trip. I need to connect this somehow. And let me tell you, it was scary sometimes riding that scooter. But I would have sunglasses on, or like goggles, to protect my eyes usually. Because, you don't have a car protecting you or a sun visor or anything like that. So you got to, protect your own eyes. So I was wearing these sunglasses. I'm riding and I turn my head to look like this, and the wind catches my sunglasses and just rips them off my face. I was so irritated because I thought I lost my sunglasses or ruined them. I go down the road, turn around, come back. I look all over for them, don't see them anywhere. I'm like, great. I don't know what happened to them. Either someone picked them up, or they're just like bounced off into a gutter, or like into the sewer, or into someone's yard. So I go home. It's a few miles down the road. I pull up into my driveway, open the garage, go in the garage, park my scooter. Hanging on my kickstand, I kid you not, was my sunglasses. They had fallen off and landed and hooked onto the kickstand. It was a pretty epic aha moment. Like, what? I was very happy to recover my sunglasses, to say the least. Okay, I'm thinking we need a walkway here. So that used to be a room of some sort. Like that. Let's change that flooring. I guess I could have generated that as an ice palace, huh? That probably would have been smart. At least the floor would have matched. Oh man, I used to go to Kmart all the time. I've actually had a couple of sunglass stories where I recovered them, luckily. Another time, my wife's grandmother was in town, so I guess my grandmother-in-law, is that the phrase there? And she wanted us to come visit her at her hotel, which is like a resort hotel with like a big pool. And anyway, we go to visit her, take my son so he can go swim. And sunglasses again, right? And we were riding on the lazy river. Anyway, the lazy river had like tubes you could ride on, and in the middle of the lazy river was a waterfall. And this waterfall, like when you went under it, it just pelted you with gallons of water. If you weren't expecting it, or like it was your first pass, it was like, it's kind of scary, can kind of like just drown you almost. Anyway, I'm wearing my sunglasses. We pass through the waterfall. All of a sudden, I don't have my sunglasses anymore. I look all over for them, can't find them. We go around the lazy river like 3-4 times, right? On the fourth time we come back, my sunglasses are just sitting up on the edge just past that waterfall. I think someone else had found them and put them there. Yeah, the schooner was cool beans. Oh. That looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking like this bottom area should just sort of be an entry point with a staircase to an upper level. Kind of keep going up and up. I was thinking the throne room would be up high, but I don't know. I want some input. What would be my dream vacation? Oh man. Some kind of like remote, all inclusive type deal where there's not like a lot of other people around, you know? That or like I could rent like an RV and take my family somewhere. Oh, for sure. I mean, my sunglasses, I doubt someone would want to steal them. I'm starting to wonder if a lot of this up to here will just be structural, you know, not necessarily like anything's up here. Part of me wants to just delete the floors in these sections and see what it looks like all hollowed out. Honestly, though, like I'm a very down to earth kind of person. Like vacation for me is gonna be just chilling out. Like I will be mostly just napping and working in the garden with Mrs. Mac and just stuff like that. Music's still gone. It was just transitioning songs. I promise you it's there. It's just quiet. Michigan, huh? What are you talking about Michigan for? Thank you, Stan. I appreciate it. Honestly, I'm not even sure what to do in this. And like we only have a limited set of ice related snow assets. So I don't want to go ham with those only. I want to use regular assets inside of the building. So I was thinking of decorating this space with like I don't know, definitely a staircase here and then some sort of I don't know, like knights armor or maybe like snow golems and then various lighting, but in here I was thinking of like paintings or I don't know, it's going to be an entry place of some sort. Mrs. Mac is kind of like fragile. um she has lupus, right? And she's very immunocompromised because of it. Like she gets super sick super easy from like a cold, even flu, and sometimes it will like put her to the point where she needs to go to the hospital. So things like COVID are like a big deal to our household. I know for most it wasn't a big deal. It didn't really affect most people that bad when they got infected, but for our home, it would have been definitely life threatening. So, um, Ring of Destiny, that's a good question. Um, any plans of being able to convert old single level maps to multi level format? Unfortunately, there won't be any support for that. Um, Multi level and roofing was something that we never really intended to add, but it was so heavily requested that we added it after the fact. So it was, added to our roadmap, even though it was something we never really promised during our Kickstarter. And because this feature was so unique, let's just say that, it took a lot of doing, okay? Dungeon Alchemist had to be redesigned from the ground up to support this feature, to support any kind of multi-level and roofing. So the devs basically have tried very hard. What the heck happened here? Have tried very hard to provide backwards compatibility for old maps. Consistently, right? And unfortunately, that particular jump in features required so many fundamental changes that there just wouldn't be a possibility for backwards compatibility support for old maps. So legacy maps no longer, they can't be upgraded to multi-level with these features like this. Granted, you can still build multi-level and legacy maps by hand, but it's a lot more resource intensive, takes a lot of time. Okay, what happened over here? This just got destroyed. There were staircases and walkways here 5 minutes ago. I am so confused. I'm gonna undo this a couple of times. Hopefully. Am I crazy, or are all the walkways gone? I'm just gonna exit. I didn't delete that. That trips me out. It's just crazy because that was nowhere near it. And even the walkways right by it didn't get deleted. Yeah, I do need one. Hey, K-Town, how you doing? Yeah, it is crazy, right? Oh, okay, it's all back. But now all this is missing. Let's see if this one has it. All of this walkway was gone, and the stairs, it just deleted it. Poof. There we go. It's all back. Hey, Poke Tavern, you have a wonderful day, and yeah, I'll see you when I get back. Have a good one. Okay. I don't know when it deleted, but it did. But at least it's back. No. It doesn't align? Are you kidding me? That'll kind of do it, but no, it's not aligned. Oh, no. I gotta figure out how to fix this. Those align, so maybe we'll use those. Right, I should have thought ahead. That looks pretty good. Except for, you know, that. Convergence there. What's up, Chim? What was cool? It's neat, but where would you go from here? Like, you gotta... Yeah, there are some really cool grand stairways like these ones, but they only align in certain situations. Like, I made this wrong. I didn't realize they wouldn't align. I'm irritated with myself. These ones align, so that's good. Probably just have to figure it out one stage at a time. Yeah, they're kind of tricky, Rev. I get it. An object lock would be a neat feature for sure, Guanus, but I don't know if it'll be added anytime soon. Something I've been kind of pestering the devs for some time, but it's not a very straightforward thing to add from my understanding. Let's look at these larger staircases here. Yeah, these are not going to work for me. I really like this staircase. It would work had I centered it better, but I did not think about this. I often do even shapes instead of odd. Sadly, it does not, Mondu. It's always off to one side. So I'll have to expand this by 2, which isn't that bad. I was just kind of trying to decide what to do. I don't know if this will work, though. Probably not. I can't center it in between that. 2 isn't going to help. I could turn off collisions and center it myself, I guess. But I just really was hoping it would snap perfectly in the center. That's all. Yeah, we'll use that one. And then we'll have to cut out those squares manually because they won't be aligned. It's gonna be a problem. No matter what we do. But it worked. Kinda. That one's weird. Let me play with that a little bit more. I'm gonna snap it into place and see what it does by itself. Oh, okay. It just deletes the whole thing. That's how it does it. There's yeah, it's like no matter what, it's going to be off-centered because the way the floor tool works. Let me try something else here. Yeah. I'm a little irritated with myself for not planning ahead because I did want to use these staircases, but I just assumed it was the right shape. It's always going to be off by 1. And basically, my whole shape is already structured from here all the way up. So I'm committed to it. Looks like we're using the single stairs. You can use the plus or minus keys. The cemetery map is on ice for now. And that's an intentional thing. I can see their messages. Thank you, though. So anytime I finish a map, I upload it to the workshop for all the community to have access to. For anyone who owns a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, there's over 14,700 maps available that have been shared by our community. Anytime I finish a map, I'll upload it to the workshop. So the Bone Forge, the Last Drop souvenir store. The cemetery isn't currently uploaded because I decided to put a pin in it until our next update releases. Hey, not what I wanted. We have a bunch of features launching in our next update that'll help speed up creation of cemeteries, so I opted to wait. That, and I'd put way too much time into the map already. I guess, you know, this is working. Just need some banisters. Yeah, the cemetery one was massive. Not only that, it had like hundreds of thousands of graves. The new update coming out will speed up this process and add the ability to add like text customizations to graves. I was going crazy trying to come up with unique grave headstones and all sorts of different stylings to represent a long period of time. The map is nearly done. It's like 2/3, if not 3/4 done. But I'm just waiting for these new features to launch so I can add a bunch of customization really quickly. Like, you can go up and down here, or you can use the minus key, plus key to do the same thing. But there's no jump to different views. Hey, Belladonna, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, it's coming along. It's looking pretty cool. Did not sleep well last night. I was up all night. Made the mistake of taking a nap yesterday, right? And well, that messed me up. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, my circadian rhythm is messed up. Honestly, I was so excited to take a nap yesterday. I took it and then I slept like 4 hours. I was wanting like an hour, 2 hour nap tops. And then I didn't go to sleep till like 2 a.m. And then I woke up at like 4 a.m. And yeah, I've been up ever since. Unfortunately, there's no like reset to the top. You can either go plus or minus. You can jump between the levels and that's it. You can change your kind of perspective with this camera tab right here in the top right corner, the toggle mode with, or the hotkey P. Tina, yeah, if you click right here, the collision toggle is your best friend. Also, at the bottom of the object panel, it says control to toggle snap to grid. So if an object is snapping and you don't want it to snap, you can just hold control and it'll quickly let you freely place it. Or if you disable collisions, most objects that snap will no longer snap. It kind of flip-flops. So essentially an object can be freely placed when collisions are off. When collisions are on, it snaps to the grid, making it much more uniform. You should drop that suggestion on our roadmap and suggestion board, Cube Virus. Did you get them the link, Atlam? Gosh, I feel like I've gotten nothing done on this today. The map bugged out where I had to reset it like twice to get all this back. Then I've been trying to figure out how to do these stairs because I totally screwed this up. This floor is important, though. This gets to this barricade entry area, so I want to work on this for a minute. Ois. No worries, Tina. It's not very obvious. I'm always asking the devs, can we like try and make these things that are clearly obvious to you, the devs, a little bit more obvious to our newcomers to the community. We're always making improvements and trying to make things better. If you have any questions while you're here, ask away, because the stream is like a class for Dungeon Alchemist. So you can watch me build a map, but you can also ask questions and I'll provide you guidance in real time. Soyaro Nightmare. Wow, seeing this is kind of nostalgic to me. Didn't build map in years. Lost my previous maps when my mother destroyed my home lab. Oh my gosh. So sorry to hear that. That is unfortunate. Are you back up and running in any capacity at the moment? Glad to hear it, Tina. I'm here to provide you, guidance and answer your questions and show you exactly where you need to, or how to do things. I find the internet is becoming less helpful by the day. And I want these streams to be a place where people can tune in whenever they're available and learn at their pace, but also learn a lot. Like, I find the people who tune into the streams in our community, the cartographers who give it a chance and spend a few streams here, tend to learn a lot about Dungeon Alchemist really quick. Oh my gosh, right, Bella? Oh my goodness. This is the millennial hill I'll die on. I hate calling a business that has employees clearly there, and then they route me through some kind of call system to a call center of all places that isn't even at that place. I worked at Best Buy for over a decade, right, in my youth. I worked there from the time, well, almost a decade, from the time I was like 18 till, yeah, about a decade. Well, like 26, 27. Anyway, I did that a long time, and we'd be required to answer the phone and answer questions. And I guess somewhere along the line, someone up the corporate ladder was like, no, we can't answer the phones anymore because that's a waste of time. But you have no idea how many people I'd help on the phone that would come in and come to me directly and then spend tens of thousands of dollars because someone answered the phone and answered their questions for them when they were in the research phase. It drives me crazy when you call a place that clearly has employees and then they don't answer, or it routes you to some call center. I almost will always take my business elsewhere. Either that or I'll do it through a business form where I do the research and just buy the thing and call it a day. You saw planned sound effects? Where did you see that, my friend? Are you sure it was a suggestion or was it on planned? Because I'm looking at, oh, it does have sound effects. There it is. You know, if we do that, it will probably be way down the road. At the moment, it's not a high priority, at least as far as I can tell. I'd imagine it'll probably be done somewhere near the end of our stretch goals. I do see that there. Good point there. Honestly, I did not know that was in our planned. That's way down at the bottom. Oh my goodness, Soyaro, that's something else. So at Best Buy, when I worked there, we'd have someone whose job was like the person with the phone, right? And so their job would usually be like stocking stuff, like taking stuff from totes and filling items up, you know, restocking items on the shelves, but then answering the phone. If we got really busy, they'd come and help with all the people on the floor, or if someone came to ask them a question, they'd go do it, right? But primarily they'd focus on the phone and then restocking stuff. This was great because then the rest of the salesmen could just focus on helping people on the floor. But on some days you'd be short staffed, or, you know, for whatever reason, you know, you'd have a phone and you'd be dealing with people there. When I'd have the phone and I'd be helping someone, I'd often just be like, hey, can you excuse me for just one moment so I can answer this? I would hate if you called in and had a question for me and then I didn't take it, right? Often people would be very chill about it. And then I just take the phone call. If I could hurry and answer the question, I would. If not, I transfer it to someone else, you know, get it taken care of. It really is so simple to just like hold up a finger and say, you know, I want to help everyone I can, you included. And I would, you know, let's make sure we answer these questions. You know, Soyaro, you should just open it up and build some maps for fun. For the catharsism. Yeah, I did see it, Cube. I found it. But I think that's a point of pride I take with our community and how I run the streams is it's not, you know, like a robot or a call center or like very unhuman and robotic. I like this place to feel welcome and inviting and fun, and you know, people in our community from all ages and backgrounds can tune in and learn a lot about Dungeon Alchemist, but also discuss their tabletop campaigns, share stories about their players and their encounters that they've set up and their homebrew. And so Soyaro, yeah, multi-level and roofing was added about a year ago. And essentially, it allows you to build on top of existing levels or even floating levels if you kind of get tricky with it, or you can build underground. And the multi-level feature is essentially designed to export each level individually already. So when you export a multi-level map, it will export each floor as a separate image or video depending on your export settings. and then the associated data file. So in your case, Foundry, it would be, you know, if you did animated maps, it would include a video file and a JSON for each level. Did you say you did Foundry, or am I misreading that? Did I see Foundry somewhere else? Soyaro, either way, multi-level exports at individual levels, regardless of the platform. You can export a single level, or just the roofing layer, or all levels. But each level is its own individual layer, kind of like in Photoshop, or like layers of a cake. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's right. We were trying to make this area. This is the defensive ring. So what kind of things should we have in here? Weapons? Telescopes? That seems like a thing. A viewing device. Onions have layers, donkey. Currently placing stairs and making it impossible to view lower levels from upper level balconies. Boundary 14 is a slog, but the results are great. You know, I appreciate the commitment there, Stan. I know it's a little tricky to get multi-level working correctly. Not to mention, Foundry just launched their own like multi-level support for their virtual tabletop, which caught us completely off guard, and now we have to like adapt to it, right? Which we did our multi-level a year before they did. Like, you would think they maybe would adapt it around us, but no, instead they just kind of made their own unique thing. I'm not like pin and blame on them. There could have been a lot better communication from all parties. But I will say this, I have been begging the devs to offer some sort of alpha layer or transparent support for 2 to 3 years now. And it hasn't really been, you know, prioritized because there's a lot of other things working in tandem right now with our development, especially things like multi-level. But in my opinion, I feel like transparency exports should have been tied to our multi-level update. Like, it should have just been a core feature for it. I don't want to blame them per se. I think, you know, they have their own priorities and their own development plan, their own roadmap, and we have our own. I've tried my best to do outreach to all the different communities. I have a contact at Above. I have a contact at Fantasy Grounds. I failed to get in touch with someone at Roll20 and at Foundry. And that's not to say they didn't want to talk to us. It could have just been a bad time for networking, you know? So I'm going to try and reach out to them again and see if we can establish a line of communication. And that way in the future, there's, you know, at least we have a better chance to try and adapt and course correct our updates around theirs. And I understand a lot of people use Foundry and want true multi-level support through V14, right? Dungeon Alchemist does multi-level maps, and we designed it to support each layer as a separate scene in whatever virtual tabletop you use. Dungeon Alchemist works with many virtual tabletops, not just Foundry, so we have to design it around that, right? Trying to be as agnostic as possible. Ring of Destiny, yeah, I was about to say that. Atlam beat me to the point. Thank you, Atlam. What should I do for this next layer? Like, I need to go up here for sure. Huh. There is no windows here? What? What? Excuse me. Let's put another stair in here. You know what? Why is my caps lock on? Also, I wish we had a spiral stair that was ice. Like, come on. Maybe we could put a dimensional stair there. I am really struggling today. Want to build a snowman? Honestly, like, I get the cultural impact of Frozen. My son was either just like a little bit too young or a little bit too old or wasn't his favorite style of movie or something, so we really never got into the whole like Frozen hype. I feel like I was the same age gap thing for like Pokemon as well. Sayaro, if you got a computer that can run Dungeon Alchemist, I encourage you to, you know, take some time and refamiliarize yourself with it. A lot's changed over the last couple years, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot to take in. But it's very cool, some of the improvements that we've added. Quite literally. Oops. Bannister! You know, the way we texture our items, it's not really conducive to a color wheel. Every item is not like a single color, it's multiple colors because it's a texture. It's a map of texture. So Dungeon Alchemist, when you look at like this wall, right? There really isn't like a 3D engraving of these chiseled marks and all these like edges. It's like a simple shape with like a really brilliant piece of wallpaper on it. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. So it's essentially a very simple shape with like a wallpaper wrapped around it that looks heavily detailed and has all these edges and carvings and intricacies, right? Because of this, it's not very simple to just change the color of many objects. Like, for instance, the color shifting we do offer is called hue shifting instead of color shifting. It takes the object and it slightly adjusts its hue instead of actually changing its color. So I understand like a color wheel or a hex, you know, being able to type in or, you know, pick a code, color code and get exactly what you want. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll ever be a thing in Dungeon Alchemist. We designed all our assets to be very lightweight, and because of this route we took, they have to be essentially hand-picked colored by us, like for all the various expansive options if we do offer them. Oh man. I bet Tina that in your home during that time that Frozen was king. Or like it was just peak, like constantly happening, huh? Like my son liked to dress up like the Hulk, but I imagine your daughter probably liked to dress up like Elsa or something like that. Looks good. Sometimes you gotta like pick the best rotation. Oh goodness, I bet that was playing non-stop. At the end, you just wanted to let it go, fall off a cliff. I could technically do a thing to make it be like a non-square. It'd be like a round cut, but it's a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do it. Oh, are you doing that meme with that girl that slowly loses her mind because all of the shapes fit in the circle? She's like, no, 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 no. She like has a slow meltdown because of this. Like, okay, this is driving me crazy here. Ah! Yeah, I know, my friend, but this is... It's irritating. Hey, no backseat mapping, by the way. So I was watching Dune with my wife earlier. She's been rewatching the films, right? And there's this scene where Timothy Chalamet, Muad'Dib, is like sand walking across the sand, and he's kind of making a fool of himself. And Shawnee walks up to him, and she's like, "Hey, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to do it like this and break up your rhythm." And he's like, "Oh, that's funny because in all the videos I've watched, the tutorials, they say," and she just is looking at him like, "Really, dude?" And I just said, "Man, he just tried to sandsplain to her," and she just died. Like sandsplaining. When it hits you, you'll love it. I hate that I have to do this and that it just doesn't do it automatically. This is so frustrating. And I'm too much of a perfectionist to just let it go. There's the flavor. He said the thing. How you doing, Twitchy Sauce? Okay, what's MapQuest? I mean, I've never used it, so I'm just curious. Like, I mean, oh wait, MapQuest. Like the printable maps back in the day. Yes, I use MapQuest. I thought we were talking about some map making tool. For some reason, my brain didn't register that we were talking about MapQuest, like where you had to pull up the maps, print them, and have them while your mom yelled at you to give you directions. Yeah, no, I remember MapQuest. I used it all the time because No one in my house knew how to use a printer but me. That's still the case. I'm the only one in my house that knows how to use a printer in 3 generations. And when my friends go, hey, do you have a printer I could borrow? I go, what kind? Ink? 3D? Are you trying to plot out some vinyl stickers? No, I remember using MapQuest, and then I remember when Google Maps first came out. This is some ancient tech that a lot of people didn't know about. Back in the day, you could text Google. Okay, it was like GOOGL, right? And you could say the name of a business or something. You could be like groceries and text the number, and then it would ping off of your cell phone tower and then tell you locations nearby and how close they were. So before Maps was like accessible on every phone with like an app, you could actually, it was like 46645 or something you could text. Oh, I would never do that. Twitchy. So Dungeon Alchemist is primarily a fantasy aesthetic, but it can lean into some like sci-fi. Well, with the stock assets, I would say it leans into like steampunk, Western, Victorian, even some modern, but it's primarily like a fantasy setting. That said, there is Steam Workshop integration where community members can share maps, but also 3D models, assets. These assets, like here's a desk lamp that's semi-modern to, you know, like 1910s to now. There's some roads, pipes. You can search sci-fi, cyberpunks, apocalyptic, and start finding tons of assets that will fit that aesthetic. And there's dozens, if not hundreds, of maps now available that are in these categories because people will download these apps or these assets and make custom maps using the assets. It's a little bit more labor intensive because they're not stock assets. You can't use many of the, you know, tools, but when you download assets, they'll be listed here and also in any category the creator may have listed them in. Alternatively, if you can create 3D models or source them online, like you have maybe a Patreon you support or a Humble Bundle pack you bought or whatever, you can import assets through the asset importer, which allows you to import 3D models of several different types. STL files, which are rather common in the 3D printing community, but they lack detail for textures and color. So you can import them. They are a flat gray, and then we allow you to add a color filter to them with a bunch of different color options, just a flat color. So those are great if you like want to import some simple tokens, whatever. Alternatively, we support FBX files, which are animated and color 3D files. And then lastly, GLTF/GLB files, also full color 3D files. I will say this is working out really good with these staircases. It's looking real good. Not really liking these arch doorways though. Dude, it's crazy how like 5 years in, Gen AI still is like ass at making maps. Like, I don't get it. It's crazy to me how uncooperative Gen AI is when you're trying to generate an image. Like, I must just be really bad at making prompts because like, I swear, it is an uphill battle getting it to generate an image you want it to make. Honestly, okay, I've been seeing some 40K maps, some Fallout maps. Oh my God, there was a 40K map dropped on here last week that was nuts. Let me see if I can find it. This thing is insane. This one. Oh my goodness. This is the most insane Warhammer map I've ever seen. And it's brilliant. Oh, I've already saved twice. It's 150 by 150, by the way. Okay, I'm going to save a third time just to be safe, and then we'll open that map. Fourth time. Always be saving. Yeah, the level importer module works pretty good. It's been adapted a little bit, but the one thing to keep in mind, Stan, that basically Foundry assumes that every level above level 1 should have transparency in it. So the way they designed their multi-level is it should be multiple images stacked on top of each other. The bottom image would be the alpha layer, and it's a solid image, right? It has the background, it has all the ground, the environment, the objects on the ground level. Every level above that, it really only they want it to only export basically the rooms, whatever is the room space, or the rooftops, or, you know, arches, signs, bridges, the tops of things, or the interiors of spaces should only be visible. So essentially what the goal is for most Foundry users is they want the map to export as like a PNG or a WebP, where the bottom layer is solid, and then every layer above that, all the floors, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., have the images of, you know, the rooms, but nothing else. It's transparent outside of that, just like how a PNG image would work. I think honestly too, Soyaro, with prompts, it's all about trying to get it in a single prompt. If you have to give it several prompts of directions, it starts getting more and more confused. Like, I'll use AI once in a while for personal things, or honestly, I use it to proofread a lot of my writing because I'm a one-man army over here running the community team. So anything I write for like a script, I'll write it out, and I'm like, hey, could you take this script, proofread it, and then make it a runtime of 35 seconds when read aloud at a normal pace? And the robot will go through and take all the information I gave it, you know, get rid of any of my spelling errors, punctuation, grammar, and then condense it to be roughly that long. And then I'll go through and proof it again, make sure it's good. But honestly, like, it's good to have a little bit of a backup sometimes, but it also makes mistakes, a lot of them, constantly. So I would definitely take anything an AI says with a grain of salt. This is not crashing. So if Dungeon Alchemist ever freezes and says this for you, just click wait and wait. Okay, this map is massive. It was probably made on a god tier computer that, you know, is way better than this computer that I'm running it on. It's going to take a while. Also, it's 3 times the size we recommend for a map. We at 50 by 50, we start saying, hey, you probably should, you know, keep in mind that it may run slower. It's gonna load. I trust my computer and I trust DA. I've sat and waited 10 minutes one time on a map that loaded. The only time I've not been able to load a map that took forever like this that kept saying wait is when Asmodeus sent me like 1,000 by 1,000 map. I feel like he was just trolling me, trying to get my computer to crash. It was a stress test. Look at this thing. I'm gonna run in low because honestly, like, this is framed out. This will help tremendously. Okay, let's start at one end and just see how far it goes. This is like almost entirely objects too. That's what's crazy about it. And the thing is, it totally catches the Warhammer vibe too. Honestly, like, I've also noticed just diminishing returns on like Google searches. Back in the day, I swear you could just type something you remembered being in a video. You'd be like, YouTube video with, you know, this guy jumping off a couch doing a backflip while wearing a ninja costume. It'll find the video. Now you can't find it. You have to know the exact name of the video or the creator to find it. It's insane. I think AI searching through Google and most search results has like gone backwards. Hey Sam, thank you for that sub over on YouTube. Also, Lostrixia, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Sorry, I missed that a bit ago. Did they use abstract lights? Let's check. Doesn't appear. Man, had they added abstract lights to this map, it would be so slow. It's also Google's insistence on trusting an AI model that doesn't know what it's doing. Like, it's frustrating. This map just keeps going and going. Here, let's look at the trace layer so you can see the whole thing. Isn't that nuts? Anyway, you gotta be like, you gotta give props to the amount of work that went into this. This is just hundreds of thousands of objects. Honestly, I'm so glad I found my copy of Season 7 Blu-ray of Venture Brothers when I did, because the internet is like eating itself and degrading. Like, you could search the exact UPC of an item or model number of an item and it won't come up anywhere. What? Of course it's listed somewhere. Like, that makes zero sense. It is what it is. Started using a lot of different services. Most of them drive me friggin' up the wall. Okay. Curse you, Mondu. No. No. I'm just kidding. Hey, Sayaro. Thank you for hanging out. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here. See you next time. So, for those tuning in wondering what I'm doing, I'm creating a room within a room, and this allows me to delete this shape from that room. So essentially, I'm going through each room, creating a half circle and deleting that half circle so I can place a staircase in that gap. It makes a much cleaner space than the square or rectangle that cuts with the staircases normally. This takes a little bit longer to do, but darn it, does it look better. Whoa. DA froze. We're just going to give it a minute. We're going to give it a minute. There we go. End of summer is the best date I can give you right now, my friend. And it might even go beyond that. Who knows? So I will tell you this, Lord Rev, there is a limited object set and room types for that black and white. It's not like every single object has a black and white version of itself, or it's a filter that turns everything black and white. It's a special biome and a couple room types and like 200-300 assets. So it is great, but it is kind of limited in that sense. Oh, nice. That'd be fun, actually. That's a really good idea, my friend. Very good idea. These big arches cut into the room above and really ruin it. The floor has a big cut through it. It's frustrating. Almost looks like it was completely overlooked when we were testing this. I'm going to go through and delete these mega arches. Do baby arches instead. Okay, we got a stair, we got a stair, we got a stair. We need a stair here. We got a stair here. What? Oh. That's actually a pretty good idea, man. I think it's a good idea. It'd be fun too. Fun for all ages. Also, adult coloring books are like a trend on the rise. I think coloring books, kind of like the trend of them as like a popular thing, kind of died as with millennials, and they sustain the like entire practice entirely with their children and themselves. I'm not, like most young kids don't use coloring books nowadays. They're playing with tablets and stuff. The new Toy Story movie really like nails it. Okay, so we have now added stairs to this upper corridor, which I think looks great. Took me a minute to really decide how to do this, and it didn't get nearly as much work as I wanted to do today. But goodness, does that look good. I'm considering, instead of doing ice stairs for these, just doing metal stairs for all of them. Because I feel like I have a lot more metal stair options. Okay, DA, we get it. You're freezing a lot today. Anyway. My wife has some coloring books that are like super nice, like crazy patterns and fractals and stuff. It's like things that kids wouldn't want to paint. They're like really cool for adults to paint, you know, but it's like she has a few of them that she'll like dive into when she's bored. But now that she has like a tablet at her computer and a tablet like iPad, she barely does any physical drawing anymore. Oh. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Rev. Honestly, yeah, just a quick update with that as well. The Dam Challenge got an extension. We only had a handful of entries before the deadline, and I figured I was already considering an extension. I'd mentioned it on the stream previously, and I'd been talking to Mrs. Mac about it. And I just opted, hey, let's give everyone 2 more weeks to make their damn challenge entries. So you have between now and the end of day on the 10th in your time zone to submit your damn challenge entry. Our current theme is trap. So using trap as inspiration, make a map of any size, submit that map to the damn challenge channel in the Dungeon Alchemist Discord. Make sure you submit it before the deadline and follow the rules pinned at the top of the channel. There's a little icon for pins. You click the pin, it shows you several messages that are pinned there. One of them is rules. So as long as you adhere to those rules and submit before the deadline, you have a chance to win the damn challenge, get a $10 Hero Forge gift card, and have your map featured first during the damn challenge stream on my first stream back after my vacation, which is July 11th. Dude, hear me out, Mondu. Okay, I remember the alternate end of that spectrum, going on errands with my mom and having nothing to do for hours. Okay, my mom would take me to some random place. I have no idea what we're doing, because back in the day, it was like all bills had to be paid in person or through the mail, right? And many errands had to be done in person because you couldn't do them online or remotely. Couldn't pay your bills online. So my mom would take me all over the freaking place running errands when I wanted to be home, just hanging out, chilling after school, doing my homework or whatever. She'd go write check after check, pay bill after bill, take me someplace, and I'd be bored out of my gourd. Very rarely would we end up at a place that they have something for a kid to do, like a little kid space, or like one of those, like, you remember it was like a board with like all the colored wires and all these random shapes, and it had like wood, like boondoggle things on it that you could slide around it and guide it through the little like obstacle course of wire. That was pretty much like the only thing to do. Or if we were like a Kmart or a Walmart or a Sears and they had some consoles set up, I'd go play on those. It was boring as all, and you couldn't bring your own toys because you didn't want to lose them or like, you know, risk someone being like, oh, you stole that. Okay, you bringing a phone or a tablet, it's not going to be a problem at a Walmart or whatever. I could see how entertaining your kid with a phone while you're in a line somewhere, or, you know, just shopping, yeah, that makes sense. But using it as like a leash for your child 24 hours a day, I see it as problematic. Oh my gosh, yes. The JCPenney Portrait Studio. That was also awful because you'd have to get all dressed. Your parents are all high strung for this event, right? Oh, same. That or Sears, one or the other. That or there was like a photographer she really liked and knew that was pretty good. And oh my gosh, I swear we'd go to that guy every year. Nowadays, when I do photos, I have a green screen for my family. I hate family photos so much because of my mom, because she'd make a big deal out of it. So I have a green screen. We'll stand in front of it, take a photo, and then superimpose a background in. We did that last year for my family with like a bunch of pine trees, like we were in a big forest, and my mom was like, this is such a beautiful photo, where did you guys go take it? And I was like, oh, at the forest near our home. Like, I didn't have the heart to tell her. Like, honestly, it's just one of those things, like trying to be, I mean, it's my mom used to just trick everyone with a backdrop at Sears or JCPenney for years, so. I guess what I'm saying is I do appreciate some devices to an extent for the youth, because if not, they'd just be running around making a mess, causing havoc. You know, putting kids, I don't know why they're drawn to me. Maybe I would just have one of those like auras. Kids always like want to hang out by me. and I'll be somewhere just minding my own business, and then all of a sudden there's a kid up in my face, like wanting attention while their parents aren't doing anything to like keep them busy. Hey, thank you, Chim. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, next 10 days or so. Kids can sense cool dad energy. Is that what it is? I honestly have always wondered why, but like we'll be out and then all of a sudden a kid just wants to hang out with me and vibe with me and talk and like tell me about their day, and like I'm like, I don't know you, kid. Didn't your parents tell you to not talk to strangers? Like, that said, I honestly definitely understand it's scary out there for kids, and to see someone that they can like trust and relate to and vibe with, that's all, that's totally fine. Like if they want to trust in me and if I've got that dad vibe locked down, that's fine. Rev, from what I understand, you are pretty tall, aren't you? Probably the tallest thing they've ever seen. Y'all ever like drive down the highway and there's like a kid staring at you through the, or like you're like stopped at a stoplight on the road and there's a kid staring at you from the car next to you? Kids are always like, nosy and like just curious, so they'll be checking you out while they're in their car. One of my favorite things to do is when kids are doing like that, is staring at me, is to make faces at them. And they love it. They love it. One time though, I made a face at a girl and she got upset, like visibly upset. I don't always make faces at kids, just sometimes. That's just a random thing. I like the stairs that we've got set up here. And by the way, this is all just solid mass. This is a wall. I'm not gonna do anything with this, make a hallway. Probably just fill it with something. Let's, I wish we had an, oh, that'll work. Jim, you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and next couple weeks we'll see you on the 11th, hopefully. By the way, everyone, yeah, I'll be gone for the next 2 weeks or so. Well, next 10 to 12 days. I'm taking a personal vacation. There will be no streams. I will not be on Discord or social media. So, I hope you've got your Mac fix and your DA stream fix in today. Because I will be gone the next little while. Get to be free of this nightmare. I'm just kidding. If you just hold shift while you place an object, it'll automatically duplicate it. I could use like the object brush, but the brush will go all over the place, not perfectly stacked like this in squares. So I'm holding actually shift and control. If I leave collisions on, it would auto snap, but then there'll be this randomness. But yeah, you can hold shift, and if you have collisions on, it'll just snap into place. It'll automatically duplicate as soon as it creates one. This is really unnecessary, but I like to do this so the export layer doesn't show a random hidden hallway that a random DM has to explain or deal with down the road. I like to be nice to any future DM who might download this. I want it to be very obvious where the areas your players are supposed to be are located. Right? They will sometimes randomly rotate, especially when collisions are on. That's usually why I like collisions off, and I'll just hold control so it'll force the snap, and then I hold shift as well. So I'm holding two keys, left pinky, left ring finger. The new update will fix this a lot. There's like a dragging tool that helps fill in areas or draw like spline based stuff for walls. It's nuts. Gotcha. You're just AFK for a bit. No worries. Hey, did your books ever show up? Oh. Supposed to be here Wednesday? Nice. Geez, what did you order it through? The Pony Express? It's taking its sweet time, isn't it? Mycologist primer? That sounds really cool. Hey, Stan, you have a lovely beginning of July. If you for all of my cartographers here, my damn fam who are in the US, I hope you have an amazing 4th of July. If you're traveling, camping, hanging with families, just blowing up fireworks by yourself in your backyard, I hope you have safe travels and just are being safe in general. Enjoy America's birthday, but do it responsibly. So, you guys want to hear something that's a big bucket of bummer balls, but it also is like a kind of worked in my favor? Hey, get something yummy to eat, Stan. Have a good one. So I was looking over my proficiencies for my character, and one of them is firearms because I have an artificer dip. My first level was an artificer, right? So I have this optional firearm proficiency. So I reach out to DM Eric and I'm like, hey, Eric, so firearms, like what do I got to do to get a hold of one or, buy one or whatever? And he's like, well, there's no firearms in my world. And I'm like, oh, there's none at all? It's like, no, none. I'm like, there's no cannons? He's like, no, there's no fireworks? There's no gunpowder? He's like, no, that just doesn't exist in this universe. So I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that. I've been playing in your universe for over a year. Did not realize that gunpowder just didn't exist. This whole time I'm thinking eventually I could get a gun. They're just rare or I have to make one. I know magic's way cooler than a gun, but it's just fun to have a gun sometimes as a wizard. It's like having, wizard's brick. So I was bummed about this. I found out there will be no guns in this world. Technically, I could do like if I went further into Artificer, I could do the Artillerist and have a magic gun, but I'm not going to dip that far into Artificer. I'm going straight Wizard. Maybe one more level in Artificer so I can get infusions, which would make me broken as all. But anyway, DM's like, hey, I'm sorry, man, there's no firearms. I'm like, well, I have this proficiency I'm not using and I was hoping to use. Like, what should I do? And he's like, well, you could pick another proficiency. So firearms is null. But then I took that as an opportunity to grab a proficiency that you can't just like get easily. Like artisan tools you can learn, or you could get an all-purpose tool and learn them all through as an artificer. So I took herbalism tools, which there's a handful of tools that aren't on the artisan tool list, like thieves tools or poisoners tools, herbalism. See, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, if I use a gun, I'm going to be loud as... I just wanted it as like a backup. Maybe my magic was, you know, suppressed. Having a gun is nice. But anyway, little bummed about it, but I got over it. So I took herbalism tools, which means I can make potions now, like healing potions. So when I have downtime, I'm just going to be spending it making healing potions. So instead of buying them, I can craft them at a fraction of the cost, which is great. So either I guess I, instead of being the person putting out the pain with the gun, I'm now the harm assist because I can make potions. Okay, I think we've gotten pretty good with the stairs up to this point. I'm gonna put some more here. No joke, Chim, I can't wait for you to get a hold of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. And honestly, like, my character has been so versatile since I switched to a scribe's wizard. Being able to transmute my damage types is insane. Because fireball is now like whatever damage I want it to be, you know? I have so many damage types at my disposal that I could turn it to. I have bludgeoning, I have force. I have psychic, I have fire, I have acid, I have cold, I have thunder. I mean, I have pretty much all of them. Geez, Arbor, I'm sorry, that sucks. Usually people who are using AI and don't want you to know will get all uppity if you try to point it out. So I get it. They're just trying to hide their shame. I think there's a use case for like AI for personal use here and there, and even like for work, but I do think that it's like completely overhyped. Like, it is so overhyped, just like VR was a couple years ago, and it completely crashed out and like wasted tons of money for Meta and a few other companies. Like, I feel like the next big bubble is going to be AI. Oh, NFTs was also a good one. That was hilarious. Honestly, I'm gonna get a wand of magic missiles eventually, or make one, and I was thinking of mounting it on my shoulder, kind of like how a like, you know, how there's like shoulder mounted rockets on War Machine, or like how the Predator has their little shoulder mounted turret. I was thinking of making it something like that. But currently I have two different wands, well, three. I have my all-purpose tool, and then I have the wand of secrets and the wand of magic detection. And I have basically in my gauntlet, my bracer, is some wand, like little sliders, like to slide them in. But I want to put them on my shield. So on the back of my shield is just a bunch of wands that I could just pull out randomly. Man, these stairs are looking good. Oh. Oh, that's awesome, Chim. But honestly, usually when I'm going to use the wand of magic missiles, It would, yeah, that's basically Blastoise there, right? But I would just, I honestly would never use it when I only want to fire 1 or 2 shots from it because I already have Magic Missile. I'd probably just unload with it, right? Like the full Kielbasa, right? Just drain it out, every charge all at once. Hit them with everything I got, like a salvo, the Jericho, if you will. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. If you have a wand of magic missiles, you're wasting it by not going full salvo. The only other use case is to bust concentration. Like if there's a whole room full of mages, you could just shred their concentration because every missile that hits them is a concentration check. It is great. It is so great. So just missiles. It really, we do have some like really some phrases in America that are definitely an American thing to say. Uh-oh. Glad I checked this out. Uh-oh. We do have, like, I think we use a lot of idioms and like sports speak, right? So a lot of, I think a lot of phrases and also military speak, a lot of our like turn of phrases were very influenced by those things. Hey, Morgana, how you doing? Welcome back. I swear, trying to explain sports idioms to my foreign friends is always a challenge at first. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Morgana. I appreciate it. Oh, and I'm sorry you were at the dentist. That's always the worst. Dentists don't get a bad rap. They're just awful. Okay? I'm not even exaggerating. Who thought it was a good idea to make money by drilling into people's teeth? It sounds like something a psychopath would do. No offense to our dentists out there. Man, falling asleep with someone's fingers in your mouth, that's next level. You must be a deep sleeper, bro. I'm jealous, actually. If I could relax that much at the dentist office. Like, here's the thing. I grew up in dentist's office. I have 2 uncles that are dentists, right? My mom was a dental assistant. Okay. And that's part of the reason that I'm not a big fan of dentists. Like, the way they talk about people's mouths and teeth and like people and their patients, it's jarring. Yeah, I'm just taking a little vacation for the year. I haven't had any time off since last summer, or last spring or something. So I wanted to get some time off and just relax a little bit. It's going to be a staycation. I'm not traveling or anything. I'm just going to be at home, vegging out, vibing, thriving. You know what I mean? Most definitely just trying to enjoy myself for a little bit, catch up on some things around the house, clean up in the garage. Some things in my personal life have been, backing up. Those are my favorite vacations. Here's the thing. I learned a long time ago as the dad that when you go on vacation, you're not really relaxing much. You have to plan the whole vacation. You have to, make sure everyone has food and pay for everything. And when you're traveling, it's like you got to stop all the time for bathrooms and tourist traps and shopping and food and bathroom again and food and oh, and then you got to worry about where you're staying and all these different things. It ends up being more of a chore than a vacation, right? I usually hardly ever get to relax when I'm on vacation, mainly because I have an itinerary that I like to follow. And if we're not following the itinerary, then things aren't getting done. Like, we have a schedule. Anyway, I guess I'm a bit of a miser when it comes to my time on a vacation. That said, I like all-inclusive vacations. I've only been on a couple in my life, and they were the most amazing thing ever. Getting to the all-inclusive place was stressful, but once you're there, it's like you can let your guard down and just chillax and just do nothing for days. Food is brought to you, on platters. You can go up to a place and just get a drink or food anytime you want, and it's just super relaxing. If it's an all-inclusive vacation that's kind of just taken care of, where you're weighted on hand and foot, I'm all down for it. But the problem is I can't really do those anymore because Mrs. Mac would get sick, but just going on a vacation, and then that could hospitalize her, and then it would be not worth it. It would have to be like some kind of resort where there's nothing, where they barely interact with you, and you just kind of hide out in your room and get room service and stuff, but that's it. Cruises used to be pretty cool, like where you could just kind of do your own thing and go to a buffet and get food and drinks all hours of the day. It was great. Been to a few resorts, but overall, I think like just a regular old day vacation where you got to travel somewhere and deal with everything, especially if you're the adult managing it for all the kids, it's definitely not as much vacation for you as it is for them. All right, I think we're going to take a break here. We're going to wrap it up. And then when we get back in, we'll finish the stairs up to the top floors, figure out how I'm going to spire this, and then we'll start decorating. Once I've got the stairs all worked out, it's really nice and easy to figure out how things are going to work. Now that my son's like grown and he's like 19, 20, I might do a vacation with Mrs. Mac. We might go to a resort somewhere where we can get away, but it's just one of those things. When he was younger, it was definitely not easy to do. So, yeah, I will be out of town the 1st through the 10th. Our streams will return on the 11th. That is the Dungeon Alchemist map making stream. The Dungeon Alchemist map making show, which will return July 11th. So if you want to participate in the damn challenge on that stream, which the theme is trap, make sure you put together your maps, get them all finalized and submitted before July 10th in your time zone. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a hiccup there coming up. Anyway, if you've already submitted, just a quick reminder, you can take this time to make adjustments and improvements to your map. You get just as much time as everyone else. So if you feel your entry, you want to put more time into it, you can remove your entry and resubmit. Or like I shared last week, if your entry is already uploaded, open it from the workshop and then make edits to the version you open from the workshop, and under this tab it'll say edit, upload, or update published map, which will then allow you to upload and overwrite the published map. And at that point you can just file, save as, and overwrite your local map as well. If once you've uploaded a map to the workshop, it's very crucial that you don't open it from local saves if you want to make edits. All has to be done from the workshop itself. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you for the well wishes for the vacation. I will be around till tomorrow. I got a couple things to do to wrap up before I take off. But July 1st onward, I will be out of office. I will not be responding to DMs. I will not be responding to emails, and there will be no streams, okay? So I will miss you all very, 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 very much. I hope you have a fun, first couple weeks of your July, and we'll see you next time I give a damn. We're going to run a quick Dungeon Alchemist themed ad, and we're going to wrap up the stream. By the way, quick reminder, I don't like to talk about this a lot on the stream, but Dungeon Alchemist is currently on sale. It's 20% off for the Steam Summer Sale, which runs through July 9th. Okay, if you're interested in getting a good deal on Dungeon Alchemist, now is the best time. 20% off is the best price. I've seen it ever. We usually only ever drop 20%. So if you are wanting to save some money on the fastest map making tool in the West, I'm just kidding on that last part. If you're wanting to save some money, make sure you snag a copy of Dungeon Alchemist during the Steam Summer Sale. If you already own a copy, maybe you know a fledgling DM out there, or you have a friend or family member who's interested in map making, gift them a copy so they can check it out and get their map making adventure started. I'll be honest with you, that's exactly how my adventure with Dungeon Alchemist got started. A friend of mine gifted me a copy because they thought I'd be really good at making maps. And guess what? Now it's my career. So you never know how things will go when you gift someone something with so much potential. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here, for hanging out for the final stream before my vacation. I hope you all have an amazing next 10, 12 days. We'll see you next time I give a damn. Mac out. We're gonna run that ad right now. Bye. I'm gonna mute this music, run the ad. By the way, it's a Dungeon Alchemist themed ad, so you can enjoy it, laugh at it, have fun. Hey, thank you for modding, Atlam. Appreciate you, brother.
What do we see?
I don't know. A goblin.
I kill him.
But before she does, I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to know the goblin's name.
Hi, my name is Woblin.
Where do you live there, Woblin?
I don't think that's relevant.
Well, but I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to seek the goblin's abode.
Clever. Find family. Kill entire bloodline. I like it.
Seriously, we're doing this? Okay, well, won't be needing that anymore, will I?
Ever get caught by your players with your pants down? Dungeon Alchemist lets you create wonderful maps for any encounter in seconds.
Oh, Woblin, that's a very impressive cheese collection you've got there.
Yeah, it is quite impressive, yes. But you know what's more impressive? This map I have to the fabled realm of
Goyak Tar, please take it and leave. Close the door behind you.
Mr. Woblin, I cannot help but notice that you have a secret tunnel underneath your cabinet. Care to explain?
Download Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered mapmaker, on Steam today.
All right, everyone. Thank you for being here for Mapmaker Monday. We'll see you next time I give a damn, which will coincidentally be July 11th. Take it easy and enjoy your beginning of July. Have a good one. Mac out. Bye.